The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winning, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stag Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. Of course, this is a Nimble with Numbers production. I'm sitting right next to Scotty Stacks from 3,000 miles away, and the echo is back. The echo is back. I couldn't get rid of it.
You can hear you're echoing. That's not good.
Only for a second. It was just for a brief second.
Is it gone now? Now.
It was teasing me. It knew.
Oh,
It knew.
just the tip, huh? That's what it was.
Just to see what it's like.
Yeah, well, we were talking Hocus Pocus before this, so just the tip is
You
right.
should like this video and subscribe to Nimble with Numbers YouTube if you like money. I mean, we're kind of a big deal. We're kind of a big deal. We're winning lots of money, or at least I was last week. Not so much for Nimble. I beat you soundly. I think it was a 45-point margin, but who's counting? Who's counting? I have almost drawn even for the season, 3 and 4. Two of my wins were such a shellacking that it coincided with me winning real money on DraftKings.
Nice.
I got my 172 lineups locked and loaded. How about you, Scotty? What are you doing right now?
Well, honestly, I am showcasing my daughter's pumpkin artwork.
Paper pumpkin patch.
For Halloween. No, I was being a good dad today. I did a little bit of DFS research as I lay in bed kind of sick. I got a little bit of a sore throat. But I also watched Hocus Pocus. And if anything, that Disney movie, that special Sarah Jessica Parker extraordinaire is going to give me, it's going to give me a little bit of the extra boost I need, just a little oomph, like yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very excited. So, there's some scary ghosts, as we could say, in the graveyard of this fantasy or DFS week, right? For people. So we're gonna try to navigate that. We do our slate walk every single week.
Oh
yeah. We use runthesims.com. Before we get to that, though, I did those one page I did not pull up. I asked Bo before the show all the pages to pull up, and it's our page, right? It's Chalkblock's page. It's something we need to get some more followers. We need to amass the millions. We don't have millions right now. I think we've got like under 400. So if you could,
what's funny though is the people that do follow us absolutely they adore us.
They love us.
We are beloved.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's the tweet on our just so you know, you're at the right place.
Right, our first impressions are fantastic.
Yeah, just exactly. Yeah. So it's perfect. Go follow us over there at Chalk Blocked on Twitter. And if you don't understand what Chalk Blocked is, we're going to talk about the rostership, the ownership of the DFS plays this week, and whether you should avoid the chalk, which is the plays that are more owned, the players that are more owned, or if you should eat it. You should just suck it down with the straw.
Powder it up.
Yeah, suck it out of a hose.
Like doing lines of Benadryl. That's how chalky it is.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. And I'm surprised about the Breece Hall chalk because 25%. I think it should be higher. Honestly, let's just talk about it.
I was going to say, I was like, why are you surprised that one of the best values on the slate's popular?
No, I mean we can get into it. He's going to be our fourth game, but I'll just say he's only 26%. This is the aerial view, which surprisingly he should be above 35%, just because his price is ridiculous. Really low for him. He's coming off a bye week, which I think does impact the odds makers over there at DraftKings. But I hinted at something. It was between him and Kelsey. Honestly, I made a Breece Hall mugging some Giants player, face masking him, pushing him away as the cover of our show, and then I just had to go Kelsey because I mean, goddamn, he's hot right now.
He's so hot right now.
He's so fucking hot right now. And I really
what's great though about Breece Hall is the bye week shadow in the pricing. Makes him 5,900.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's averaging 28 points a game the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's good, right?
That's quite strong.
You like that? Yeah. Well, we'll get into that. We have a huge slate, as you can see. A lot of times,
13 games, 13 ghosts.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Spooky season.
It's going to be great. I can't wait for all the costumes to be seen. But let's get into the rostership right now here in the Washington Philly game. It's at Washington, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a home game for Philly. This game sold out like 2 weeks ago. Oh, well, Washington can't hold its own, right? They get their their fan base is terrible. They're still recovering from Dan Snyder. No offense.
Did you see the news though, based on this game?
No.
The result of this game is going to determine whether the Washington Commanders are buyers or sellers at the deadline.
I heard,
and you have Commanders fans already saying, "Go Birds!"
Listen, they should be sellers right now.
They should have been selling yesterday.
Here's the secret: they have been. I've been watching and paying attention to the local Twitter. The people who report on the news, and they've been trying to shop. Chase Young for years. Last year they started to try to chase. They could not get anybody during this trade cycle, and they're trying now for a second round pick, and people giving him third. So there's a bit of an issue there. He needs to show out and show up for him to get that trade value, and I don't think it's going to be against Jalen Hurts. Honestly, he's carved them up. And so's DeAndre Swift. He is the most rostered play in this game, 15%. But you know what? He scored 17 points last time he got in there, and he was effective. His yards per carry over 4.5. So, what do you think about Swift? 6,300. Last time he played them, he was 5,700. He was a little bit more of a value, I think, last time. But where are you leaning this week with him?
He's a good, not great play, and I don't really care about ownership with running backs. Like that's a foregone conclusion. What I'm more interested in this game are the passing attacks. The Washington Commanders secondary is awful. They tried to address it through the draft. They did a terrible job. They picked Emmanuel Forbes in the first round ahead of Christian Gonzalez, who I had as my cornerback 1 in the class, and then also ahead of Joey Porter Jr., who I had as cornerback 3 in the class. And they passed for my cornerback 6 in the class in the middle of the first round, Emmanuel Forbes, who weighs about as much as my left leg. And he's been getting dominated in his rookie season. This Philly offense is so good. It's artistry. This is football personified. I believe the Eagles score a lot of points in this game, and it blows my mind to see Jalen Hurts under 10% rostered, even at his price. You can stack anybody you want with Jalen Hurts. You can run Jalen Hurts stark, butt-ass naked, and you're going to get great value at 8% owned. I'm going to be stacking him with pretty much everybody on this offense in different ways. Danny Johnson also not great. Unless you're talking about Cameron Curl on this defense, it's not good.
Well, here's the thing. We do know.
And St. Juice. I like St. Juice.
Kendall Fuller's been exposed, right? He's already been exposed this year.
He's old. He's old.
Yeah, he's been exposed a couple times this year. St. Juice has come on, but guess who's not even a starter anymore, right? Not getting as much playing time.
Forbes got benched.
Got benched. Straight benched, right? Johnson's coming in at the corner for the nickel. It's not great for them. AJ Brown, are you gonna roll out with him? You're stacking. I'm stacking.
If you're not playing. If you're not maxing out your exposure on AJ Brown this week, there's never a time to do it better than this one. This is AJ Brown week. Can Devontae Smith have a bounce back week? Of course, he's a great player too. But this is AJ Brown wheelhouse right here. Like they're gonna try to man up on him. They're gonna try to bracket him. They can't tackle him once he does catch it. This is going to be a humongous game for AJ Brown. And on top of that, I believe Dallas Goedert at 4,600 is a smash stacking option in this game.
Yeah, you're just not looking at big players. I mean, Percy Butler's 191. You know what I mean? That's their safety. Cam Curl, AJ, they're all really good, right? But AJ Brown outweighs their whole secondary. Every single one of their players, he outweighs them. And so you're just looking at a bigger man. So
he's just a freak. He's so good.
I think you could have both. So this is how my brain's thinking, right? Either you have both, or you have it's going to be 2 out of the 3, I believe, eat this week. So Goddard, like you said, is a definite possibility. And his
Stack
price,
all sorts of ways. You
Yeah.
want the Hurts stack.
4,600. That's a great price. I love that. I'd rather have him than Hawkinson. Hawkinson is
Mhm.
1,600 more expensive, right? And more rostered as well. So
No-brainer.
yeah, no brainer. I really like that. He was recovering from an injury. He was not getting routes. He was not getting touches or looks at all. And now
he is.
Right. This is football, folks. Don't overthink it. I love that call. Let's build a stack real quick. We've been in this game
Build
a
a
little too long.
bunch. Build a bunch of stacks.
Yeah. All right. Let's go Jalen Hurts, and then I'm going to do running back. Run back. You want to do Terry?
Terry, yeah.
Yeah. That's my
The
thought.
most underpriced player on the entire slate. Terry
take-
McLaurin at 5,300.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not touching Dotson. I will put a little bit of Curtis Samuel, like a 2% of Curtis Samuel.
I'm going to dabble in a little Dotson because I don't want to miss out when he does show off his actual talent. Yeah, I don't want to miss it completely when he does blow up because he's so talented. But he's having a bad season, a really bad season.
Well, he's had some dropsies, and he's also not been targeted downfield.
Honestly, until 2 weeks ago, I don't think I'd ever seen him drop a single pass. When he dropped a touchdown 2 weeks ago, he dropped the pass that would have continued their game tying drive last week. It's just he's in his own head, and he's a very talented player. I believe in him, but yeah, he's having a bad year, and I'm not going to play a lot of Jahan Dotson, but I'm never going to play 0% because of how good he really is.
Yeah, I agree. I just built some more stacks there real quick with two offs.
Can we do another offset stack? Because I want a little bit of Sam Howell in this one too, because he scored 20 points against the Eagles last time out. This was a 65-point total last game in week 4.
Yeah, it was.
It was 35-31, and Howell had himself a ball game, and Scary Terry did too. And that's like Terry McLaurin is very underpriced. Yeah. And Sam Howell is one of the best values on the slate for if you're talking about another high upside game. The 43.5, you hit that over with as much force as you can muster because this game's going way over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 5,200, that 3K.
They went for 65 in week 4.
I think this is going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be something like 35-20 Eagles over the Commanders. That's kind of my sense. That's my thought. Okay. All right, let's jump to Houston, Carolina, where CJ
the Rookie Bowl.
Yeah, Rookie Bowl. I saw the coaches for Frank Reich. He said something like, "Hey, this isn't over yet, right? We've just
definitely
got a few weeks into the season," and I agree with him, right? Into a career.
Mm-hmm.
But people will measure this game. They will say, "Told you so." Right, wrong. You know, this is
a media fodder game more than anything.
It's kind of just built for that. But I will say, I do think CJ Stroud has an opportunity to throw for 3 touchdowns, right? And maybe run for 1.
The Panthers.
Yeah,
the Panthers haven't won a game yet.
No, they're bad. Their defense is bad too, by the way. So it's not just their offense that can't move the football, except for Adam Thielen. The running game has been putrid. That's the problem. And Miles Sanders has been bad. And there's a change of scenery for the offense this week. New offensive coordinator installed. So we'll see how that goes. But how much CJ Stroud do you want to have right now? We'll put it in our exposure rate right now as your max. Because QBs we are going to put in as we can kind of go and make it so we don't have to reset at the end. What do you want to do?
I'm going to stay kind of medium on Stroud because I don't know about his upside. I think he's a fine cash play because I do think he throws 30, 35 times. They might have this game in hand. The Panthers aren't trying to win, or if they are, they're doing a very poor job of it. The Texans are just a little bit ahead of the curve. They're better coached on defense than the Panthers are. Like I give Frank Reich a lot of credit because he has no receiving core. Thielen is a one-man band at 30,000 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And Bryce Young hasn't had much time to throw. He has nobody running open. And you have CJ Stroud out there with 2 blossoming wide receivers in Tank Dell and Nico Collins that are balling out every week and a decent running game. It's a tale of 2 situations. Do I think they're both talented? Yeah, I love Bryce Young. I love the future of Bryce Young. He might ball out this week. I'd rather have Bryce Young this week than CJ Stroud because I do think that the Houston defense is a little bit overrated. And I think that Bryce Young and his passing ability is very underrated. So I'm going to be sneaky on this one.
I like your
sneakiness. A lot of people are going to be on Stroud, and I'm not going to be as heavy on him.
Gotcha. I put 5 to 10 in our little mix there. Tank Dell is back.
Love Tank Dell.
16%.
Everybody loves him too.
Everybody loves him too. So I eat the chalk, and if you're playing him as a
Somehow.
one-off, it doesn't really matter. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
I love Nico. Nico, I would play
I
Nico
agree.
more than I would play Tank.
I agree. Am I playing Nico against you?
I don't know. I didn't really look at your lineup.
I didn't even look at my lineup. I know. We'll look
Yeah,
at it.
both loaded up. We'll check them out at the end of the
I got 'em
show.
both. Yeah, we'll definitely get into it. I like Nico a lot as well. And if I'm playing this game as a game stack, I'm going
I
Nico.
didn't look at yours because I was too busy roster baiting on mine.
Yeah, you know what? I was too busy jerk jacking to mine. So, that just sometimes it's how it goes. I'll give you a Bryce Young with a Thielen, and I'll run it back with a Nico. We'll find a little package there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do one without a QB, and then I'm just gonna do these two guys, and then I'm just gonna do these two guys.
Yep.
There we go. A little bit more 5. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Oh, Craig, I hope your kids are in bed. Earmuffs. We're about to cuss. But good to see you as always, brother.
Fuck's sake, Craig.
Yeah, come on. God damn it. Anyway, let's jump back to our player pool here. A game that is, I think, I'm excited about this game.
Really?
We saw that. Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm excited about this game. Because New England last week, they kind of found their stride a little bit. And Miami, yeah, I know. They beat the Bills, right? That was crazy.
Yeah, the Bills were about as flat as a 3-day-old soda bottle.
Oh my goodness. They were not good. Yeah, they were like kombucha. As soon
They
as
looked a lot better the other night.
Yeah.
Thursday night, they looked really good.
I mean, they're playing the Bucks and Baker Mayfield, and Baker almost sucked out a touchdown. I mean, that. By the way, what kind of angle is that ball coming down on? It looked like a fucking missile coming down. Like it just
did.
Boom! Like holy shit! No wonder. No offense to Chris Godwin, people kind of called him out for missing that. That thing came out of nowhere. That was just.
It was in the lights.
Yeah.
I guarantee he didn't see that in the lights.
I didn't see it until it was like flashing right by him. So how's he supposed to see it? And that,
that was a great game to watch.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. But I think this game could go a little bit over, and I'll tell you why.
Because I think it's going under. I completely disagree with you.
Well, I will tell you why. Because you know what? Tell me why you think, and then I'll tell you my theory. Go ahead.
There's this guy coming back this week for Miami. His name is Jalen Ramsey. He's really good at football.
Yes.
And the Patriots have nobody to get open against him.
I agree.
So I don't think the Patriots score more than 17 points in this game.
That's fine.
So I do think Miami scores 30.
Me too. That's where I'm.
But yeah, it puts us right on that number. So I don't think it goes over. If I was betting it, I would bet under.
Here's what
because
I'm for.
I think Miami just kind of takes their foot off the throttle there.
Are you gonna? I'm for a mini onslaught over here. Like I like a double stack, Tyreek and Raheem. I'll even do a Jalen and Raheem. A little bit of that.
Yes. Jalen and Tyreek.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna.
And Tua might be the stacking quarterback besides Jalen Hurts. I love Tua.
Well, no one's rostering him either. We'll go back and look at
the beautiful part.
Yeah, I don't really.
That's the narrow. That stack right there is the narrowest and most effective stack in fantasy football right now, and we're not getting enough of it.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I will play one of these stacks tomorrow.
You should.
Yeah, I will.
That would be smart DFS playing right there.
That would
Scott.
be. Now, here's the thing, and this is what we need to figure out right now as we smart DFS it. Who are those other little pieces that you have to pay down to put around that are going to pop? Right. And so we talked about Tank Dell. He's at 4,900. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about some other players. It might be a little bit lower in the price range, in the 3.5, 3.8 range, whatever. I don't know what you think about Juwan Jennings. We'll get to some later games later. But
it was going to be Bourne, but he's very popular.
Yes. Oh, yes, he is. Okay. Here's a game that's not very popular. Them and Atlanta are playing for the least amount of points and the least. Okay. Here's a totally, we can just check and see. I'll count tomorrow. How many fewer red zone appearances,
glimpses,
Atlanta and Atlanta and Tennessee, or New York and the Jets and the Giants? How's that? I bet you they both get like 3, or every field goal will get one, but it's not going to be beautiful between either of these games.
No,
but
those two games are going to be putrid, unless you love defense and running the football. I do respect that. I do like it's a good game to watch, but it's not going to see red zone very often. You're going to see a lot of chewing clock and fumbled snaps
Yeah.
and bubble screens for 3 yards on 3rd and 15. It's going to be atrocious. I do think the Jets defense dominates in this game, and that Jets defense Brees Hall stack is my favorite play of this entire slate.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 2% rostered. It's a little expensive at 4K, but
I don't believe that for a minute. That is unbelievable.
that's wild.
Brees Hall, I get the chalk. Everybody gets the chalk. The Giants can't stop anybody. They have one good player on their team, and it's Saquon Barkley. And the defense is just getting ripped apart. The Jets want to run the football. The Brees Hall's been amazing running the football. And the Jets defense is ferocious. They're getting after quarterbacks. They're 8 deep on the defensive line with guys that can sack the quarterback. And guess what? Guess how bad the Giants offensive line is. It's real bad.
Yeah, not good at all. Terrible. Sorry, Craig had a question. I had to go back into the Washington game and find Crowder's price. 3K. He's min price.
Honestly, didn't know Jamison Crowder was still in the league until I saw him pop up like once a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a commander.
It was on a kick return, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I know this isn't forever, right? This is a DFS show, but I just want you to eat some crow last week when I talked about Jalen Hyatt outscoring Wan'Dale Robinson, because you gave me the shit for that, and he did outscore him. So that's all I want to say.
I will throw it back at you. The counter suit to that was that 9 points in DFS doesn't get you shit anyway.
It does if it's min price. If you're just trying to like suck out and pay down.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not paying for either of them this week. So how about that?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I didn't really pay for them last week either. I just was
me neither. You gave me a choice, and I was like, Jalen Hyatt fucking sucks. So I was just like,
I'm not stacking this game, so I'm going to move on to the next game. We'll defense stack, but we can't do that. We can't build a stack on that here.
Not on here.
Not on there.
Yeah, Freeman. Can we get Justin Freeman to fix that?
Yeah, I'll talk to him about it. Because I do.
If it shows us DSTs and it has a stacking tool, why can we not stack RB DST?
Let's do it. And then we'll put them in, so we know eventually that we have. And then for RB, I already put Brees up at 40. We'll have some correlation, so we'll be okay. I
I think we'll be fine.
Jerry rigged.
When I ran the Sims, even without the stacking tool, it gave me a lot of those stacks just because I love it so much. It could feel my intent when I ran the Sims.
Yeah, you can feel it down in your bones. So, deep. All right, deep. Tale of two QBs here. Kirk Cousins. Don't call him Kurt. And then Jordan Love. It's Kirk. The Washington Commanders, then Washington Redskins general manager did not know that and would go on radio every week and call him Kurt Cousins again and again and again. Bruce Allen was a buffoon, by the way. Yep. Just such an idiot. Anyway, Kirk bounced back last week. Big game. Jordan Addison popped off. He's still scoring touchdowns. I think he had 3. He's like second in the league to Tyreek Hill with like 6 or 7. I mean, he's doing great. What do you think about Cousins? The Cousins stack running back. He's only 5,700 this week. I mean, that's nasty. Yeah,
I'm gonna fade. I'm gonna block this chalk.
Tell me why.
Because what the way to beat the Packers is on the ground. Unfortunately for the Vikings, their run game is atrocious. Cam Akers is better than Alexander Madison, but neither one of them excites me in DFS. They're okay in season long. If you need a running back that has blood coursing through his veins, is active this week, you play Cam Akers. You don't play Alexander Madison no matter what. I don't play him anywhere. He's never paid off for me anywhere. He never will. But Cam Akers looked good. He broke some tackles. He broke Nick Bosa and Fred Warner tackles last week against the Niners. So I like a little Cam Akers in a cash game because I know he'll get the carries. But in DFS, don't go there. And the Packers, the running game is not good either. Aaron Jones, do we know how healthy he is? Nope. Jordan Love, is he good? No.
Nope.
The Vikings defense isn't good either. But it's just this game is a big under for me. I don't like any of it. The matchups, I think it's a slog. But if I'm going to play anybody, it would be Probably Aaron Jones just as like your flyer. Like what if LaFleur is just slow playing it with his quotes during the week? You get the coach speak. Or yeah, Jones looked okay last week. He wasn't banged up. Like he looked healthy. They just didn't use him very much.
Limited in his touches. Like they just didn't give him touches.
But when he got the ball, he looked just fine.
He looked fine, right? I mean, people come back. They might go, okay, you're getting 20 plays, you get 10 touches.
Yeah.
Okay, we're rotating. Okay, and AJ Dillon's playing well right now. Let's just keep him
ramp him up.
What you really want as a coach, listen, there's no LaDainian and Tomlinson's really in the NFL except for Christian McCaffrey. That might be the only one. And you can kind of see
if they use him.
Yeah,
Bijan if his head's feeling okay.
Yeah, really. I mean, anyway, my brain's gonna zonk out on Arthur Smith. But anyway, so you don't have that.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I've written enough words about him.
We're not down that end of the board yet, but we'll be there soon, motherfucker.
God.
Yeah, I love that. JJ trolled him and said he said something like he looks. It was one of the funniest things he said. He said he looks like a guy who like kisses his cousin or something. I forget what he said. It was something like sits down when he pees. That's what he said. He said Arthur Smith is a guy who sits down when he pees.
I guess, but most dads do sit down when they pee just so they can spend more time on their phone away from all the noise of their family.
Well, I'll tell you a little story. I retweeted that. I mean, I grew up with sisters, and I was always letting the hose fly. And every fucking time I missed anything, and he drops anything, my sisters would bring my mom and dad down. It became a thing where it's just like, I'd be like, oh god. So I just sat down, and if I'm out in public, I stand and pee every day out in public. But if I'm at home, just in the middle of the night, why am I going to spray and pray? Just sit down, go to the bathroom, get back up, you'll be fine. So yeah. We lost half our viewers on that one. No,
since the invention of smartphones, though, it's actually kind of nice.
Yeah, I like it. In this game, I'm not sure how much attack I'll have, but I'll build one. I'll build one. I'll build just one little tiny
Cousins Addison. Yeah,
that's it. That's a little tiny little. Okay, that's it, and we're done. This game, we're kind of moving on.
Boom.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, this is an interesting game. A low total, but interesting. What do you think happens in this at Pittsburgh? Jacksonville has a terrible secondary, and Pittsburgh can't run the football, and they're going to have to throw the football. What do you think?
I think the Jags win by 20.
Ooh, I think if at home Pittsburgh will just have to throw the football, though, right? You think they'll just be shut down completely?
This is not the passing game that exploits the bad secondary for the Jags. The Jags do have a good pass rush, which has kind of covered up their bad secondary a lot of the times, like last week. Yeah, don't. Troy Bay is right.
Never.
Ever. That's a horrible idea.
I'll be honest.
You will catch things you didn't even know existed.
I will not even go into a truck stop bathroom. At those little bathroom stops that they have, there was like a car.
There's a grassy knoll just over around the corner. You can take care of business.
I'll fight Freddie in the back, right? So
you'll fight a lot lizard to pee on the ground.
Oh, for sure. I'll pee on the lot lizard before I pee in that bathroom. So, probably be into it. Might pay me. So freshen her up.
Oh no.
I'm gonna call my shot, and I'm not the only person doing it, but I like that I was the first person to do it because we record our fucking show on Monday before the week even starts. But on the Fantasy Millionaires, I called Calvin Ridley to return from the dead. For what that means in fantasy, I don't think he's going to go for 33, anything like that. But I do think that he finally does. He does. Yeah, gets 20.
I think he does 20.
Yeah, I think 20 is where he's going to be at. And so for 5,800, I think he's a really good play. 6% rostered. That's not over, indulging. And George Pickens is twice that. That's crazy. So
what I like is doing stacks with Lawrence because I think Lawrence goes ballistic in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence might be a top 5 quarterback this week.
Ooh, I like your call.
That was in the hot takes article.
That was a hot take.
Hot take.
Yes,
very spiced up with herbs. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence and then Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley in different ways. Yeah. I'll have some Ingram. I'll have some ETN. I'll have all the Jags weapons because there are lots of them. They have a great offense. The Steelers defense is TJ Watt, and that's it. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
If they can avoid TJ Watt, like if T-Law can keep tabs on TJ Watt and stay away from him for the most part, the Steelers defense is going to get lit up. and the Steelers' offense is Matt Canada. So that should tell you all you need to know.
I mean, I hear Matt Canada chants, like anti-Matt Canada chants breaking out at places where the Steelers aren't even there, right? Like It's like a hockey game, not even it's just
so
random places.
I have to bring out a quote from the Hot Takes article that was saying. Do. So I love this. I love my own writing, so that should tell you. All right, so no coach has failed upward with more lubricated ease than Matt Canada.
Oh my gosh. Sounds like he just like fell dick forward into like whatever he wanted, you know.
The Steelers haven't gained 400 yards of offense in a game since 2020, which happens to be the season before Canada became the offensive coordinator.
Ouch.
Oh, that is 3 times longer than the next longest streak of games without crossing 400 yards of offense. And the Dolphins have crossed that threshold 3 times this season already.
Oh wow, that's bad. That's bad. Well, they can't move the football, and
it's because everybody knows what play they're running every time they line up. Because Matt Canada is A, predictable, B, vanilla, and 3, predictable because you knew it was coming.
Yeah, that was predictable 3 times in there. So I like that. That was predictable. All right, let's talk about a game. I kind of was interested in the game of Indy hosting Cleveland last week. It became a thriller. 39
what happened? I thought that was going to be the lowest scoring game, not the highest scoring game.
Well, here's what I realized. Indianapolis at home, they score points, right? That's what they do.
It's
and then
wild.
And then their defense doesn't give a fuck. So there's like that. Like,
their defense is like, ole!
Hey, you want to have some fun? Let's play, right?
Yeah.
At Lucas Oil, we get it done. So I actually like the over in this game. We saw the Saints. They're not playing great. I actually think Indy does win this game. They play great at home. I don't know what it is. It's just, yeah. So I'm gonna call Indy winning this game and taking the points. But I do think
the guys that get them there. That's what we want to know.
Yeah. So for my money, I'm not playing Gardner Minshew, right? But
okay, good.
Jonathan Taylor at 6,200. That's some of the
sexy.
cheapest Jonathan Taylor I think I've ever seen. Right.
And what is Jonathan Taylor? He is good at football.
He's really good at football. Yeah. He was Brees Hall before Brees Hall was Brees Hall. Right.
Exactly. They're the same player, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you could start Jonathan Taylor and Brees Hall and have 2 of the best backs this week and just go from there and build up your stacks. That's kind of a great start for me. And you're cheap. You're 62 and 50.
I did that so many times. I probably have that duo in about 30% of my lineups.
Noise.
And you just saying it out loud made me want to do it even more.
It's like when your friend's like, you want to smoke a joint? I just smoked a joint earlier. You're like, damn it, now I got to smoke a joint. You know, You're like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Twist my arm a little harder.
Oh my gosh, I've got 3 in my pocket right now. So I'm not wearing pants either. Okay, so Jonathan Taylor, I like that. But then I'll also say, and maybe you got rid of him here. No, Josh Downs, 4,800, still cheap, right? Still cheap. If you do want to go a passing route, I mean, Michael Pittman's the big play, the pay up play. But Gardner's going to throw. That's what he does. Yes, Moss is banged up. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mark. Mark knows.
I'm glad that Moss is a little banged up. I don't want him to be hurt because I like Zach Moss, but he was playing too well for us to get enough Jonathan Taylor.
Very much so. Very much so.
He was playing out of his damn mind the last few weeks.
Yeah, we need a little bit of a balanced return to the force, and I think this is the week. I'm running it back though here with Shaheed. I think Shaheed is a big play threat in this game at 3,900. What do you think about that? 2% rostered. Optimals.
That's a GPP buster right there.
That is a GPP bang bro right there. That's the kind of stuff that we used to talk last year when we were banging the bros. But no, I like this game to go a little bit bigger. What do you think about Chris Speedster Olave? Coming off the arrest, you think he's got something to prove in this game? And New England, Indianapolis. My brain's a little fudged here. Indianapolis, they're not good at covering wide receivers, and Chris Olave is still one of the best wide receivers. Only problem is Derek Carr. That's the problem. Who knew?
God, Derek Carr is ridiculously
so bad. I love the commentary that people kind of pointed out. Like whenever he falls down, he like gets hurt, but then he's on the sidelines like shucking and jucking and stuff. And Like, but then every time he throws a bad play, he's on the ground hurt. It's very weird. So I'm gonna watch this game and kind of pay attention. But I think he can at least get you 2 touchdowns, and hopefully one of them's to Olave. Maybe one of them's to somebody who's picking up a bunch of rostership. Alvin Kamara, 19%. I think he's the second most rostered RB. You can stack both these guys. You can do the run back here, the RB stack. What do we call that? My brain's a little
the dueling banjos.
Dueling banjos. Yeah, you could do that. Even though I like the Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor kind of pay down a little bit better. But and these are really green optimal here. That's good. That's what you want for Run the Sims. You want to build a stack real quick, and then we'll get out of here and get to the sexiest game of the week.
Yeah. Build those stacks.
That's my evil laugh. It's Tennessee next, Bo. It's not sexy. It's
I can sense the sarcasm.
Okay, good. I want you to know. It was
It's
mostly no. It's bad.
He's like the sexiest. No, it's not sexy at all.
No, we're way sexier than this game. Arthur Smith, his mustache notwithstanding.
God, it's everything about him is cringe.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not into violence, but I do just want to mush him sometimes.
I just want to talk to him.
Yeah, we just want to ask him.
And I did say words to him in Vegas back at the Shrine Bowl.
Nice.
I made eye contact with him, and I said, "Hi, Arthur," and we nodded at each other as he walked by. But the nod was like, "I know what you did last summer to Kyle Pitts."
You haunt my dreams, Arthur.
Yeah. Now every time he closes his eyes, he sees me nodding at him like, grow a mustache. Don't play Bijan. Look like a total tool bag.
Hey, and then insult fantasy football analysts and all the people who play. The millions.
He can do that all he wants. I don't give a shit. Like whatever he says, I don't
way to do it. Like you don't need.
I don't give a shit about that. None of that is. Like, I think that's more tongue in cheek. Like I respect him more for playing along with that, because if you listen to him on McAfee, he was actually like I'm being sarcastic. I'm playing this part. Like I just want people to know that my goal isn't to piss anybody off. My goal is to win football games, and sometimes we get caught up trying to do what my job is to win football games, and we get caught up and we don't realize things. And I get like his honesty is fine, is actually refreshing. It's just I don't like the way he runs his business. Like he just sucks at his job and he backs into these wins, and we really can't say anything when he's doing his job.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to
It's just it's infuriating because we want him to do it our way, but his way's still working and it sucks.
Yeah, you want him to kind of like have to fail, so he's got to change his game plan. But
exactly.
Yeah, but Bijan is speaking of game plan, $60,000 you have, right? Or is it 55,000? How much do you have to play with overall? Is it 60K? 50. Okay. All right. I was gonna say only 6K. I was thinking he was 10%. But still,
he's 12%.
12%. No, I meant of your budget, right? That you have
12%.
Yeah, 12%. Okay, yeah. That's not bad, right? And then only 11% rostered. That might be the play too. Pay down.
I have so much Bijan this week. I'm just saying so many prayers. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I got my spirits here. I'm praying to the football gods that we get Bijan back, because I have so much Bijan.
Yeah. I want them to vest wrestle. They need to vest wrestle.
Oh man, it's so disgusting because I love Mike Vrabel.
Yeah,
Mike Vrabel is a man's man. Like he's a working class former football player and used to be Arthur Smith's boss. And Arthur Smith took all the favorite personality traits of Mike Vrabel and bastardized him because he's a Nepo baby. And it's just so sad that Arthur Smith wants to be Mike Vrabel so bad, and he's just never going to be that guy.
And if you don't know, Arthur Smith's daddy owns FedEx.
So I'm blaming Arthur Smith for all the lost packages I've ever had. Like that laptop you ordered, that was Arthur Smith's fault.
Yeah, thank God I bought it from another company where I could go pick it up in my good cold American hands and walk out after I dropped my 3K, right? I mean, seriously. Mm-hmm. The crazy part about that story, Bo, that was to launch our podcast back in the day, my podcast with Mike, this whole thing. And I was so excited. It was like the happiest day of my life. And I'm sitting there waiting on the stoop for an hour for fucking FedEx. So they said they were in the neighborhood. They never came. And then they said your package was delivered. And I was like, my only thing in my hand is my balls right now. So you did not deliver my package. It was very infuriating. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. And look at Atlanta's defense, 13% rostered. Do they not know Derrick Henry might play? He might play now.
He's playing. He's
yeah,
playing.
they're not trading him. He might
Unfortunately, the starting quarterback for the Titans is Will Levis. So the Atlanta defense might actually be a really good play.
Gosh. Now people are gonna dig up my old Will Levis tweet and use it against me again.
No, you're gonna be able to pull him up yourself and see, he should have switched to tight end like we all said he should have.
I was never a Will Levis stan. I just mocked him.
Yeah. I had Will Levis at quarterback 5 in this class, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's a first-round pick. He's a top 10 pick. He might go number 1." Woo! And he was a second rounder. His hot girlfriend got more endorsements from the draft day than he did.
Would you play Atlanta, or would you play the Chiefs defense in fantasy this week? Because it's not pay down. You know,
I think the Chiefs defense is better because it's a snow game in Denver.
Okay, I always think the snow games are like harder to tackle people and they kind of just bounce.
It is, but it's also like you get some guy put a helmet on the football, that the ball's coming out. Like holding onto the football in the snow, and it's your hands are cold and everything's slippery. Yeah, there's gonna be some fumbles.
I mean, I can't believe Atlanta's defense is 25% rostered at 2,900 against the Titans. Don't score and a rookie quarterback. I mean, that's just a lot of,
a bad rookie quarterback.
Yeah, a terrible rookie quarterback. They might have to bring in him who shall not be named. Because the last time they brought him in, it was not good. So
I like Malik Willis better than Will Levis. So
I do too. But I'll just say if they rush him in the pocket, and then they're gonna rush him in the pocket. So.
Yeah, that game's going under. By the way, 35. It's under.
Go under. I agree. This game I think might go over. Honestly, this could be a nice shootout.
It's Dallas. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Dallas will score at least 35 in this. Maybe
we actually got compared going from the last game to this game is like, oh, we actually have players to talk about.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Here are the roster ships. All right, I need to click Atlanta. Gone. Thank you. Tony Pollardson. Yeah, Tony Pollardson. Tony Pollard, Jake Ferguson, combining two names there because they're the most rostered. And then Dak Prescott 9%. That's wild. Yeah. I've never seen Dak that rostered. But
it's the price. He's cheap.
Yes, he is cheap. He's right underneath some of those guys who are a little bit more expensive.
What's wild is CeeDee Lamb, who he would, if he was going to pay off at 9%, it's going to be CeeDee Lamb at 8%. So that stack is a very good value.
It is a good value.
I do like that stack. Just a skinny stack. Do a 2x2 with Dak and CeeDee with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua because I think both of those guys can have a good game.
I'll do that.
I was wrong last week because I didn't think Puka would get so much single coverage, and he got all the single coverage because they just leaned on Cooper Kupp with double coverage the whole game, and Puka ate.
Yeah,
like Puka was hungry, and he got open because everybody was covering Kupp. Kupp got triple teamed on certain plays. They did not want Cooper Kupp to beat him, and he didn't. He only had 2 catches, and that made me wrong. Puka Nacua, huge game. And I think it's more balanced this week. I think you get a more even split, but they're both going to be playable in DFS and very stackable in this game. This is a game stack option right here, where you can do the Stafford. You can do a little bit of Darrell Henderson. Dare I say Darrell Henderson might be a decent running back play here. I'm going to keep my voice down because the Dallas defense is overrated against the run. Like their stats look good, but because they've been ahead in so many games, Their per touch metrics of run defense are not very good.
I peppered us. But I want some tight end too, and I think I do want a little Ferg. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Ferg plays.
Yeah, he does play. I'm gonna drop out a running back there and a running back here. I got a little bit too much in there. Sims are flying around today. I'm not gonna lie. It's yeah, it's a good day for the Sims. Okay, we built a bunch of stacks for this game. I do like this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that you mea culpa'd on the Puka Nakua because last week your boy, he was Puka. He was all about the Puka.
He was your only good play.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Cooper Cup was my only bad play in that blowout.
Call out my winners. Call out my winners. I got like one winner, right? So no,
You did. And I was like, oh, the one thing that didn't go my way didn't affect the outcome at all. But I was like, he's going to want to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I appreciate it. I like how you tried to substitute it by saying I was wrong. And then I think you could just move on. I was like, the one right take I had. Let me just be excited.
I'll give you a victory lap, even though you still didn't crack 100 points against me.
I know, it's terrible. When I win big. When I lose big too. So I play GPP against you. I don't do like cash.
I know. Well, it depends on the slate for me. Like last couple times I've played cash and it with mixed results. Yeah. But this week I'm more GPP. Like you'll notice that in my lineup, it's definitely more aggressive this week.
I like it. And we'll talk about it in like 10 minutes or so. Let's jump over to this game. This game's kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie. Cleveland visiting Seattle. In my mind, I can just see Myles Garrett just wrecking havoc again because that's what he does every single week on every single body. He's so good. I watched him slam dunk like 360 slam dunk this week. The offensive line and they're having the defensive line having slam dunk contests. I'm just like, hey, yeah.
So he's this era's Reggie White, and I know that's a lot of praise to be thrown on him because I just got done watching another highlight of Reggie White against the Vikings when Chris Carter went in motion to kind of chip Reggie White. And Reggie White threw him with one hand at Randall Cunningham and tripped up Randall Cunningham long enough for Reggie White could throw Chris Carter into the quarterback and then jump over the guy he threw at him to make the sack. He used Chris Carter, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, as a projectile weapon to get a sack. That is... Myles Garrett's doing the same stuff.
I'm getting hard right now. He's throwing offensive linemen into other offensive linemen who then domino into the quarterback who then fumbles and then
it's like the Queen's cards in Alice in Wonderland.
But with that being said, I do still Kenneth Walker has not been bad this year.
He's banged up though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He does not have the injury designation, but both are freaks. Just
Troy's right.
The thing about Reggie White was his this was so strong, right? Like he could throw you and not tear his bicep or tear his all of it. Yeah, ridiculously, just like a vest, right? But then Myles Garrett, it has like tarantula like fucking claws. Like he's so long and he can just and he can get so low, and being so long and low, he can use his limbs to kind of like either pivot or not even touch the ground as he runs around that little kind of low. I don't know what they call that move. It's like a low angle they take to try to go underneath the tackle as they edge back. It's just
they do the dip.
He does a dip with a no touch, no ground touch, no hand on the ground. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, most big guys can't do that, let alone somebody like him. So anyway. But PJ Walker is a liability in this game, and I don't think I really want to play anybody too associated with this game, except for maybe Kenneth Walker. Maybe
I'm going to play a little Zach Charbonnet because I think Walker gets a little easy break.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, 4,300. That makes sense. Okay, 0% roster. It'd be you. So okay, fine.
So Charbonnet and. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad to get out of that game. Look, a game that I think I really do want to watch. And that is KC Denver. It's only Isaiah Pacheco here at the RB position.
Very chalky, very worth it.
Yeah. But Travis Kelce only 10% rostered. That's
an automatic play. Automatic.
Yeah. Yes.
Max him out at 30-40% and forget it.
Yeah, no, I'll
Travis Kelce chalk doesn't count. It's like carbs. It's like dessert. The carbs don't count.
Nope.
Travis Kelsey's on the main slate. He could be 80% owned. You will play him if he's on the main slate because we don't get this very often where Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes stack is on the main slate. When they are, you must play them. Guaranteed points, guaranteed huge points.
Lots of them.
If you don't play enough Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes stacks on the main slate, you always regret it. Always. So the fact that Kelsey is I think he's the equivalent of wide receiver 7 on the season. He's a full 7 points per game better than tight end 2. He is 8,200, which is right in line with a wide receiver 1 on the slate.
84.
You must play him. Yeah, and you must play him at 10% rostered. That is a smash play.
Yeah, that's crazy. 10% only. I don't understand what's going on there.
But Pacheco is a smash and a half because Denver's run defense is bad.
Yeah, bad to the bone. Yeah, not good at all. I agree with you on that.
Pacheco's getting the volume. I love to see where I was afraid of like a 3-way split with these running backs. Kansas City's giving Pacheco the rock.
Yeah,
he's scoring points. I love to see it. I don't think Pacheco's great like as a player, but give him the opportunities. And in this offense, they're opening huge running lanes for the guy, and it's fun to watch him get that kind of work.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you.
You are just hitting the hornet's nest every chance you get, aren't you?
Oh yeah, totally, completely. You can't spell Kelsey without Swift. So, but I like all those plays. What do you think about Rashee Rice at 5K? He's been getting some looks in the slot, pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
He looks good, man. I was surprised, but he's a zone beater. What they hoped was that Sky Moore would be their zone beating replacement for Juju Smith-Schuster. What it's turned into is Rashee Rice being better after the catch than Sky Moore.
Yeah.
So they've kind of put Sky Moore on the outside rotation more because Rashee Rice is very limited. But what he does well, he does really well. He's a good zone beater and he's great after the catch. And where he might drop 3-4 passes every game and he might run the wrong route, they still make time to run those little slot zone beaters to Rashee Rice because if he does catch it, he's a load to bring down the open field.
Yeah.
And so we've seen that play out where Rashee Rice's best traits are being utilized by his coach. Weird how Andy Reid, nobody's saying the same things about Andy Reid that they're saying about Arthur Smith because he's doing it the way that he's supposed to do it.
I'm just going to say this. Andy Reid can wear a motherfucking mustache. He knows how to wear it. He's been wearing it for a long time. He wears
it proud.
Yeah, and
he's a cheeseburger eating, blue collar, Super Bowl champion. Everybody knows he's earned every bit of that mustache. Arthur Smith has earned diddly shit his whole life.
You gotta earn your mustache. At least go tee it up and then you can hide
Arthur Smith would nobody would have heard of Arthur Smith as a head coach if not for an alien named Derrick Henry.
Yeah, for sure.
Period.
Yeah. Okay. Let's jump to a game that I'm guessing, will like because MVP candidate Lamar Jackson is playing in it. He is one of the most rostered at 12%, but it doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
It's Lamar Jackson.
It don't matter to me. No.
So I gotta know that there's no injury designation for Kyler Murray, but they're still not playing him. What the hell?
His Call of Duty membership, doesn't expire until next week. So he's got to get more hours in, right? He told him, I'm scared. I saw the Ravens D. They're fast. They got Roquan Smith. They got Patrick Queen. They got fast guys. They got, Clowney. I don't want any of that. That's what he said. He said, none of that. No, thank you.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, the chalk stack of the week. You still want a little bit of that.
It's cheap, though. That's the reason, because Zay's cheap, So that's
Zay is chalky as hell, but I'm not going to go 0% just to say, oh, he's too chalky. I'm not going to match the field. I'll be at like 15% on that stack. I don't want to miss out on that stack though, because the Cardinals outside corners, not great.
No, and you know what? They're also not great at tight end. So if you're not going to go Zay, or if you want to double stack, you could do that. It's a little expensive, but you could double stack it. And then if you don't,
Marky
Mark. Murky Andrews is the one. So, I mean, that's. Do you want to run it back with anybody? You like anybody over there? DeMarcado, Jennifer
Trey
DeMarcado from
McBride.
Long Island.
Trey McBride. Trey
Trey
McBride's gonna have a huge game.
Yeah, I like that too. He's like, was he 2,900? I'm just trying to remember from my brain. Let's see.
And
Yeah.
he's not going to be very highly rostered because the Ravens
28.
defense is very
Ooh,
yeah.
even
And the Ravens defense is very good. Oh, he's
14% though. Yeah, he's chalky. So well,
yeah.
Kenny, yeah.
See, that's how many people read my article.
Yeah, you'd think it would be maybe a revenge game for Hollywood. I think the Ravens are going to have the football a lot of the game though. You know what I mean? Like I think you're going to be just watching them move up and down the field. So
don't forget about Gus Bus and Justice Hill. Because
if
if we're predicting a blowout, the running game is going to be a big part of it for Baltimore. And I will play some Gus and I will play some Justice.
Yeah, Justice for all.
Shout out to Beezy. Shout out to our guy Beezy B. We're jiggling for justice.
Jiggling for justice. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Let's jump over to the last game. And this is a game that my colleague over at the Fantasy Millionaires, and you co-signed it today, are both picking the Cincinnati Bengals upset. I mean, I love the points, right? I mean, you get 5.5 points.
Oh, love the points.
Jumping in the points, right?
This is a spread pick of the week.
In the points. Brock Purdy cleared concussion protocol today. Wow. So
that was ill-advised.
Yeah.
But Kyle Shanahan has never once given a rat's ass about player safety. He never has. He never will.
I don't know. That's why Christian McCaffrey's out there 53 out of 53 snaps last week. So, whatever it was,
with a torn oblique.
Right. I mean, you listen, he's no Reggie White. So that's all I'm to say. But McCaffrey back at it again, 9,200. He's pretty chalky, 20% rostered here. We don't eat running back chalk with worry. We don't care. If you're going to play him, pay up.
I have all the CMC locked and loaded in my lineups.
Yeah. I mean, you could play him. And
I think I have 35% CMC.
Okay. Well, I don't want to.
He's a cornerstone piece. Like if you're building a lineup with Christian McCaffrey, you're building it around Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. In this game, what do you think about wide receiver run backs? Jamar chasing it? You like I did that? Sorry. I don't like to punt.
Weird. That's a really tough decision,
All right.
He's an okay player. I mean,
okay.
I also love Brandon Ayuk. I mean, it's a shocker. I've been talking about Brandon Ayuk since he was at Arizona State. Matt Harmon co-signs him. Everybody's starting to love Brandon Ayuk when we were there in the beginning, man.
He's a wide receiver 2 candidate this year for the theory, and he's one of the only ones who's actually making me look good. So
for sure. It's been a really bad year for wide receiver 2 theory, except for Brandon Ayuk. So go for it, baby.
Yeah, there's another one too out there. I forgot who he was, but he's doing me good too. I've got him on most of my team. So we'll figure out who he is. We'll search the stacks. But with that being said, are you playing a little Ayuk and Chase? Because I like that maybe more than McCaffrey and Chase. But I will do one or the other. You're going to do both. You could do a Kittle instead of a Ayuk as well. Kittle's pretty cheap.
Here's this a funny play. But let's say we're wrong. Let's say the Niners do win. They show up. They're convincing. They're a good football team. Everybody knows the Niners are a good football team.
Yeah.
What about Joe Mixon mop up time? Joe Mixon gets a lot of passing work when the Bengals are trailing.
Oh.
And in this format, I think Joe Mixon's going to lay in the weeds and it'll be a very sleepy, sneaky upside pick.
I like that. I'll put some Mixon in there. I heard a San Francisco 49er fan on the radio here in DC just basically saying the corners are not great. They relied on their pressure to get to kind of the ball,
and they got exposed against Minnesota. They got exposed because they didn't get any sacks. They couldn't get home with 4, and then so they started blitzing and taking chances, and that's when you saw the deep shots. It was definitely something that they will have to address in this game. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is a viable stack, especially if the Niners pass rush can't get home. They've struggled all year getting sacks. Nick Bosa has not been as advertised since he signed that gigantic contract extension.
Yeah. I want to hear Brady Quinn talking about how he's just a slush fund baby too. Let's get that article.
Brady Quinn is rich.
Yeah.
Rich.
Yeah, Brady Quinn is just like, it's like a pot looking at another pot and being like, you're a little blacker than I'm like. You're like, oh my God.
The clean cut quarterback for Notre Dame is calling somebody a slut baby. We were talking about self-awareness earlier.
Brady Quinn has one. I tweeted out to him. Because I'm a slut too for tweets, and so I said something. I'm trying to remember.
No,
I know. I just said something like imagine like being that like inside another, like just deciding for another man like what he's thinking. You know what I mean? Like it's just so like ignorant.
It's bizarre.
It's devoid of knowledge is what it is. When you don't know something, you make it fucking up. Right? Like that's kind of what you do. And that's kind of, and then I like how his quarterbacks coach, which I'm not a fan of Deshaun Watson and fuck him, but I like how his quarterback coach is like, you know what you're talking about. Like you're not involved in it. And so I want the people involved in it to actually tell me what's happening. And
did we confirm the Devon Witherspoon quote? Because I don't know if it's actually a real quote, but if it's just parody, it's peak comedy. If it's real, I have a whole lot of respect for Devon Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Where he said, "Oh, he's taking the doctor's advice and not playing, huh? He finally took no for an answer." Oh man. Either way, if it's true, it's great from Witherspoon. If it's false, it's peak comedy.
Well, I'm gonna look it up real quick, and because I did tweet it out, and hopefully it pops.
It's an epic quote.
Yeah, it says Devon Witherspoon on Instagram. I guess the doctors over there in Cleveland told him he can't play, and he's finally taking no for an answer. And someone wrote, "Is Witherspoon favorite to win a defensive rookie of the year?"
Oh yes, absolutely. Just on that quote, which we don't know if it's true or not.
We're gonna
if it's a real quote, lock him in as defensive rookie of the year right now.
Right, give him the trophy right now. Okay.
Oh man, that is epic.
I saw some lineups that I do want to change around a little bit here. But like for example, Patrick Mahomes, Breece Hall, Jonathan, Taylor, Adam Thielen, Jake Ferguson, Travis Kelce. I might want to change Kendrick because Ramsey's playing. I'll keep Powell in there though. But I'll switch Bourne out.
Powell's cheap. I took Powell down. Like in my list, I had so much Powell that I completely X'd him out because I didn't want to see his face in it anymore. Like,
I got one. I got one. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. What about this one right here? Right, Lamar Jackson. They run him naked, but fine. It's fine. I still like it. Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Brandon Powell, Nico Collins, Adam Thielen, Jake Ferguson, Isaiah Pacheco, and then Seattle Seahawks. That's Seahawks.
That's sex.
Yeah.
Sex.
Yeah. Okay. There's some good ones. I don't like Kareem Hunt popping up here. I'm gonna go get rid of Kareem Hunt. Is that okay? Is that
he's okay.
Yeah. No, I mean I just don't like him being
low upside, and he's their best kicker on the team.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No offense to you, Kareem. I'm just gonna lower your. He was just too much. He had too much exposure. So
she said there was no way.
All right, Kareem. Let's take you down to like 15%. How about 10? 10%. 10. Okay. All right, there you go. Let's get him out of there. I didn't like using a few too many lamps that I thought we could put somebody else in there, and then I'll try to. Breece Hall, the Jets defense. There we go. Now look, we are exposed. Let's try to find some of the
stack.
Yeah, let's try to find
stack.
Yeah, that might be one too many. Okay, let's try to find that.
I have to go through and increase my linkage between Breece Hall, Jets defense, and Jonathan Taylor. I need more of that trio.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not okay. Here's one. Oh, it's got Kenny Pickett in the quarterback position. Just jump in a river. Never mind. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we're working with something here. We can work around. I don't like the Connor Hayward play here, but
Ooh, that's a sneaky one too, though.
it is.
If you don't like the chalk on McBride, the Hayward, sneaky.
You've got Patrick Mahomes, Miles Sanders, barf. Get out of there. Change that up. Brees Hall, Brandon Ayuk.
Miles Sanders shouldn't be in there at all.
I'm getting out of this. I'm running away. I can't. Too many barfs. It just had
the Bijan, Kamara, Watson, Devontae. That's a Brees is in there too with Hurts.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. I like that one.
That one's money.
There's
a little chalky, but not bad.
There's a bunch that are popping. I mean, we have some that are popping up here at like 150. You know, this first one up here. Mahomes, Taylor, Pacheco, McLaurin, Thielen, Powell, Ferguson, Kelsey. That one's at 150. You've got Hurts, Taylor, Kamara, Ayuk. I mean, Bryant. There's some that are really high that have Jalen Hurts in it or Patrick Mahomes. I think for me, those are the two bigger plays. You know. So.
Oh yeah. Let's do the clash.
I've got it loaded up. Let me go to my personal email so you guys can read between the lines and see I don't ever check my email.
He actually has a separate folder for all the dick pill ads.
Yeah, I want to keep them. You know, I want people to know like those are for me.
That's such a good deal, though.
They're really nice, man. Okay, so we're gonna start with your lineup because I'm a gentleman and I like to share. I just need to learn how to operate this. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, it just laughed in my face. Okay, here we go.
Big disgrace.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
So just so you know, I do have an injury pivot. If Aaron Jones is not going, then it'll be Jonathan Taylor.
Totally welcome to pivot, by the way. And God damn you if you do that.
I might just do it tonight before because I was thinking Jones would be a sneaky little Sneakerson pick in there just to piss you off because nobody's gonna have him, and if he does play, I think he has a big game. But yeah, I'm starting to think that it's maybe not a great cash play.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. I think you wanted the Jonathan Taylor to. That's a great pivot.
The rest of my team is scary.
I'm disappointed because I have AJ Brown. That bothers me. I did not look at your lineup. You sent it to me before. I didn't mind, but I'm a man of my word. I did not look at it, and that was my stack.
You're very good at not peeking. You must have been your parents' best favorort kid.
Oh, I know
on Christmas morning because
I never looked. I like the surprise of it. I like the excitement, I like the build up. Like I don't want to if I recorded something back in the day before TiVo or whatever, I would watch it, not listen to the radio, or I wanted to know. You know, like it mattered to me. So, I do like your lineup. I think you're going to beat me. The Jets D strong. You've got Brees Hall, who I have too, motherfucker. So it's just we
have similar builds, really.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to quarterback and your tight end is the same. You have my tight end for my quarterback. We're like, yeah. So that blows me a little bit too. I'll say. I do really dislike Kendrick Bourne if Jalen Ramsey shadows him. So we'll see. He's been the best receiver.
Jalen Ramsey ain't shadowing Kendrick Bourne.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. I like Scary Terry, though, and Christian Kirk at 59. It's him and Calvin Ridley. I like them both. I think this is a strong play. I'm going to give you the edge, but I'm not going to do that yet. Let me show my team. Okay. So I do have Gus. We did talk about Gus. I've got Gus at 55. I want a piece of that game. I think they could run away with it. And if they're going to run away with it, he took an 80-yard touchdown pass to the house the other day. So, I mean, he can get away as well.
It wasn't a touchdown. He ran out of gas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't take it. He got a different
80-yard gain on a screen. But, yeah, he got run down because it was not Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock speed bus. It was the bus was sputtering by the 20-yard line.
That is true. I do remember that. Well, the field at Ravens Stadium is all sodded up, and you want it. Like they're not tearing their ACLs, but they cannot. Run. You know what I mean? You can't really.
The only one that looks like he's gliding out there is Lamar.
He's dancing. He's a ballerina. But okay, so my team similar to yours, except I've got Hurts and Brees Hall as well. I have AJ Brown, but I pivoted and I went with Calvin Ridley. So that's going to be the matchup right there in that game.
Jags receivers. Who shows up?
I like this matchup for my guy. I think you got a solid floor, just a solid base. 15.
I think it's gonna be close because I
is.
prefer Nico over Bourne. Obviously, I just couldn't afford him. Jordan Addison, I think, is kind of an overplay for you. Like, I think you're chasing last week's points, which he wouldn't have had nearly as many if he didn't wrestle that ball away from what's his name, number 7 for the Niners.
He did though. Tracarius Ward, is that who it is?
Charvarius,
Travarius, something like that.
Precarious Charvarius Ward.
Travarius, Sagittarius Ward.
Because in the first quarter, Ward won the battle and got the interception.
Yes.
And then the second time they fought for the ball, it was Addison who won for the touchdown. It was great. 2 plays that were great.
Well, I'm here on volume. Like, I'm looking at volume.
Oh yeah, you got Nico. You got. I don't know about Addison's volume. I don't know if he's that player yet, especially against Jair Alexander, who will be shadowing him.
We'll see. We will see.
But Gus Bus scares me because he could have a huge game, and Hurts obviously is your biggest advantage over me.
Yeah.
But if Hurts scores a couple rushing touchdowns, you got this thing.
Well,
and we both have Brown, so that cancels it out.
Yeah, let's put a line on it. I think it's like 150, 145 U, honestly. That's where I'm leaning.
I think it's closer. I'm gonna say I'm a 1.5 point favorite. It's close.
Okay. I like that. If you have not already, please go follow Chalk Blocked on Twitter. We got to gain 2 followers. Thank you. I appreciate everybody going over. Also, follow us here on YouTube. We're every
subscribe, baby. Sub to the page, jingle the bell.
9 and 9:30, right? For us. And so here we're live right now on YouTube. You can see if you want to look over there. That's us. That's us doing. You can go in a vortex. But look at. You want to see the screen because you're on the screen, and we're doing this right now.
Wow!
Maybe it's your future self there. But please do go follow us. I'm Nimble W Numbers on Twitter. Follow me. I'm also the FF Millionaires with my podcast partner, the Ralph Macho. You can follow us all over the place, right? And then if you don't know, I'm gonna unshare the screen. We're doing the Chalk Block background in some special colors today, and it's because I love Hotbox, and I've been munching and crunching on it. Here's a little bit of an endorsement there, right there in my journal. I had a delicious, yummy egg and cheese wrap this morning with just the perfect amount of Hotbox, and I just want to tell you, your shit kicks ass. That's like 2 years old, by the way. Like, it's not.
That bottle's an antique, but it's stable. Like and it gets hotter with age.
Yeah, it's so good. I've been just getting into it more and more. I had a little time where I had to kind of take a break from it, and
fire in the hole.
yeah. I had to be a little, my heartburn and stuff,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mark did order today,
so dude, I've got them all on my shelves. I've got like 6 or 7 bottles left. I fucking love them. So, you're gonna not be. Listen, I want the guy on Hot Ones to get one. Like, I need to like run into Sean Evans and be like, Sean, I've come from the future to tell you better get on this shit right now. Fucking delicious. I mean, it is hot.
You're like Michael J. Fox. You're gonna want to hear this.
I've got the almanac, motherfucker. It's this. It just really is. I think if you got on that show, you could be in that range of, like, they always go, this tastes like shit. This tastes like shit. You'd be in the range and go, oh,
it's good.
Fucking delicious.
And it's hot.
Yeah, and it's hot. Who is this? What is it? Hot. Oh, hot. I love that. Yeah. It writes itself. So, Sean Evans, if you're ever watching or listening, this is the best hot sauce. I've ordered yours. I've had yours.
Rosie.
Yeah, I mean, it's please, just, I'm begging you, from a hot sauce lover from a long time, blown out buttholes years ago.
I don't know if Sean Evans is ready for it, honestly.
I mean, dude, if he gets in and he gets into it, he's gonna.
I don't think the celebrities that come on the show are ready for it.
Dude, it's my favorite hot sauce, and I will go to my grave with
Field Yates's favorite hot sauce
in my hand. Listen, it's gonna get burned up because I'm getting cremated, but I'm putting a bottle in my hand. It's gonna be there in the casket when I die, and it's a hot box forever, dude. It's the best shit I've ever tasted in my life. It makes every food better, and it's so hot that it makes your whole mouth water for more of it. So
Yes.
it's good.
Science.
Yeah, it is science. So please go buy some over at bigtimeflavor.co and you'll get yourself some. Bo, great show. I love it. We went along today, but it's a 13 game slate. You got to talk. What you're going to do. You know what I mean? So please hit us up on Twitter. Let us know how you do. If you win, let us know. We want to celebrate with you. We're excited to play DFS every week and get some. So, but I'll let you say
Get
the last
some.
Yeah, as always, Bo, you want to get us out of here?
Well, make sure you subscribe. Again, we need more subscribers because we need more people to win money like our previous subscribers have been. And Scott, I am going to take down the Mini Max and the 20 Max $3 contest tomorrow. So I'm going to take down both of those. It'll bankroll the next couple of years for us. So just prepare yourself because my lineups are the nuts this week.
I'm very excited. I cannot wait. Please show us your nuts. We'll see you guys next time.